Hello there. What is going on, everybody? We have got ourselves a Starhawk preview. Yes, the Nadiri Starhawk from Star Wars Aftermath Trilogy, as well as Star Wars Armada. We've got a preview article for this thing today. Long awaited for a closer look at this ship, which means we don't have our Onager article yet, but that'll probably be coming up soon. The fact that we're getting articles means it's very, very, very close to actually showing up. It is still scheduled to show up in December, and there is still time to enter the giveaway. All you have to do is be a subscriber and leave a comment on this or one of my videos, and you can enter for a chance to win that $25 Amazon gift card. I will be announcing the winner to that on Thursday, so make sure you hit that subscribe button. And if you'd like to hit that bell for notifications so you don't miss out when new videos come out, you don't want to miss the winner. I typically announce the winner at the end of my videos. Also, tomorrow I will be doing a recap of all of the news from the big live stream today. So whatever new stuff comes out, I'll be talking about that first thing in the morning. And let's go ahead and just look at what we have for right now, because it's going to be Armada information overload today. So we're going to just handle this as much as we can. This is huge. So we're finally getting a look at the Starhawk cards, the ship cards, and wow, they are super, super expensive. So first off, we've got the Starhawk class battleship Mark 1. Huge. Oh my gosh, it's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. Isn't it so beautiful? 14 hull, anti-squadron of a blue and a black, 4 command, 3 squadron, 4 engineering. Pretty standard for a big ship like that. We have brace, evade, contain, and the new salvo token. We are learned a little bit about the salvo token, so it's not quite as devastating as I had thought, but I feel like it's balanced, and I feel like it's something. I feel like it's not going to be like the end-all be-all of defense tokens, but it's still going to be really, really cool. So salvo now says when you're attacked, if you're attacked by a ship, you can use the printed rear battery armament to make a counterattack. Now, with the printed rear battery armament, you are going to have to use the printed value. So, like, if you've got spinal armament, you're not going to be able to, change that. It doesn't, as far as the way the article is written, it says the printed rear battery. So I don't know if spinal armament is going to, if spinal armament were on this one, I don't think you're going to get 3 red and a black. Although, granted, the battery armament upgrades are supposed to modify the printed rear so let me know in the comments if you think that spinal armament is actually going to add a die to it, because it does say that you cannot add dice to this attack. Now it really depends on how the timing works out, and that's kind of one of my questions for the live stream today, is how exactly is that going to work out. Now, depending on when you're watching this, that live stream may have already happened. So we'll just have to, that's something that I'm going to keep in the back of my head. Really curious if things like enhanced armament or spinal armament are, enhanced armament wouldn't, because that's left and right. But if spinal armament is going to increase your salvo attacks, I'm not really sure. It kind of depends on how they rule it, because I've always played that something like spinal armament or enhanced armament do increase the battery armament. But the way they said your printed battery armament, so it's not printed on there. All right, but regardless of me talking that point to death, you're going to basically be able to use 2 red and a black for this particular ship, because that's what its rear armament is for a salvo attack. Now, if it's a squadron attacking you, you'll be able to use your printed anti-squadron attack. Now, it does specify that dice cannot be added to this attack. However, it doesn't say that dice cannot be modified. So if you've got something that lets you re-roll dice while attacking or something like that, then that could, in theory, work. So that's certainly exciting. Now that's salvo. Now for our speeds, we're only at max at speed 2, but we do get some clicks in there, so it's a little bit maneuverable, which is not half bad. It does have pretty good engines on it anyway. Now, one of the things that's really cool is we got 2 officers on this thing. We do have the weapons team, so you will be able to take gunnery team or whatever new weapons team you want. We've got offensive retrofit, which is always nice to have, ion cannon, and turbo laser, which is really cool. And we've got the new super weapon upgrade. And it says in the article that this is the first ship to have the new super weapon upgrade, and kind of indicating that there will be more super weapon upgrades, which I can't help but think sounds like a great fit for the Malevolence once Clone Wars hits. Let me know if you think that that's something that may happen, because that sounds super cool. I'm super excited. We haven't had this much Armada news in a little while, so I'm kind of excited today. I don't know if you can tell, I'm a huge Armada fan. It's probably the greatest game on the planet, so 140 points, guys. This is an expensive ship. This is approaching Superstar Destroyer territory, which is kind of cool that the Rebels finally get something to stand toe-to-toe with the Superstar Destroyer, and this looks like this could do it. 6 shields in the front, 4 shields on the sides, only 2 in the rear, but that's all right. This is almost like a Rebel Superstar Destroyer. That's what it feels like for me. But hold on, there's more. Look at the Mark II. I mean, well, we didn't even talk about the dice, right? 4 red in the front, 2 blue, 2 black. Really nice front armament. We got 5 dice on the sides, 2 red, 2 blue, and a black. So like multicolored, rainbows everywhere. It's a threat up close. It's a threat from afar. I love it. You can use it. Looks. I mean, from the look of it too, like it'll work with Akbar. It'll work with anybody. If you wanted to Akbar this thing, you totally could. Maybe not ideal, but you could, right? And then look at our Mark II. We got more blue dice, so a little bit more of a longer range threat here, like less black. But like the side arcs are a little bit better, so here it might be a better candidate for Akbar, maybe. And one of the cool things about this one, our upgrades stay the same. It goes up by 10 points, which is nasty. But one of the big things here is the anti-squadron. We upgrade the black to a red. Now we've got long-range anti-squadron attack. Now we've got long-range anti-squadron attack that the Rebels can use. You can put something like linked turbo laser turrets on. So now you've got like, oh, I'm going to attack all these squadrons. Oh, a red die. Well, I can re-roll a red die every single time. I mean, there's so much cool stuff you can do with this potential upgrade setup. I feel a lot of videos coming on for this thing. Very, very cool. We've got a whole bunch of other stuff previewed in here. So Kirstin Gate, she is in Aftermath books. She brought down the Superstar Destroyer in over the Battle of Jakku. She's just awesome. I've talked about her already because they've kind of showed us her. But yeah, she's going to gain you any defense token you want on one ship. She's a commander that's only going to benefit one ship. She is awesome though because she's only 20 points. Again, I want to reference like an older video I made. Like, are some of these points for some of the commanders that are out there like overinflated, like Leia, or they kind of are, I think. As awesome as she is, only being 20 points is amazing. So she can, even if you're speed 0, or I'm sorry, if you're not speed 0, you can still spend a defense token to get its effect. Basically, you can resolve the effect of a defense token. You can discard the token basically to have counted as like having spent it, basically to resolve its effect. This gets you around all kinds of effects in game that are going to stop you from spending defense tokens, because you can just discard one and get its effect, which is perfect if you've got an orange defense token maybe you've already spent from maybe a previous attack. She just makes your ship super survivable on top of getting an additional defense token of your choice, as long as it's not scatter, which means you can put salvo on another ship. But now that we know salvo is only the rear arc, it's like now you have choice. It's not like salvo is not a guarantee. It's not like an automatic I must do salvo. It's certainly a possible something you wouldn't put on a GR75. Of course, you can't put your commander on a GR75 anyway. But you wouldn't put her on a hammerhead, or if you did, you wouldn't choose salvo because salvo wouldn't do anything on a hammerhead, which is kind of interesting. It adds some more depth there. So she is cool. We also get to see her officer version, red or blue crits. You may exhaust this card to ready one of your exhausted defense tokens. You can resolve this critical effect during a salvo attack. So if you do have that salvo attack, you can exhaust the card, re-ready it so you can salvo multiple times, which is kind of cool. She might work well with Whalix Blissix too, in case you really wanted to salvo like a whole bunch of times. You could, there's some interesting combinations I could see working here. But that's yeah, I can see that. Or you don't even have to do this with salvo. You might not even do this with salvo. You might just do this so you can get your one brace back over and over again. Is a possibility. Or maybe put this on a GR75 combat retrofit. Get that blue crit. Get your scatter back. Maybe that's a little bit too much. That might be overkill. But there's so many little fun little things that you could do. This just got some, and there's so many more defense tokens now. Not so many more, but the fact that we have more defense tokens now means that this one is going to have additional uses as more defense tokens become available. So cool officer. Wedge. Now, if you've read Resistance Reborn, some of the stuff in this pack, I feel like the timing. They wanted Resistance Reborn to become out. I mean, Wedge is on the cover of that book, so I don't feel like that's a spoiler. But yeah, so Wedge is being talked about in stories again. So it's nice to see him now show up kind of in a leadership role as an officer on a ship. So before the end of the squadron phase, you may spend a squadron token to choose up to 3 friendly non-unique squadrons without strategic at distance 1 to 5. They gain cloak until the end of the round. So basically, he's taking your generic squadrons, giving them cloak. And it's another way for you to spend tokens, which is kind of nice, because again, tokens have, I think, been overvalued, so extra ways to spend tokens is kind of cool. I'm not sure exactly how I feel about this one. We'll have to try it out and see how moving those ships around, he might work really well with certain commanders like Sado. I could see that being a possibility. Get your A-Wings get your A-Wings free. Shriv is really cool. I love Shriv. Shriv is from Battlefront 2 as well as in some books. So you will want to keep an eye on Shriv for the future. I have a feeling he may show up in episode 9 too. I have that feeling. But he's a super cool character. He's funny also. Just a great rebel character. If you've experienced anything with Shriven, you probably are a fan. So he's another boarding team. While you reveal a command, you may discard a squadron dial or token, and this card to choose one enemy ship at close range, choose and discard an upgrade from that ship. Basically, you're going to get... you're not going to be able to kill an officer, but you're going to basically kill any type of equipment that's on that ship. So different than Darth Vader, but a lot more, different than Darth Vader. Well, you got a lot of choices there. They're not going to kill people, but they will sabotage equipment, basically. Well, I guess technically your support team or weapons team would be people. But, maybe they're just sabotaging the equipment that those teams use to do their job. That's kind of what I'm going with. Yeah. Oh, and then we get this super weapon. Oh my goodness. It's so cool. This one is awesome. The Magnite Crystal Tractor Beam Array. 10 points, first off. That's huge. Can only go on a Starhawk, but can go on any other version. At the end of your activation, you may exhaust this card to choose one enemy ship at distance 1 through 5. It's at the end of your activation, not the beginning. A lot of stuff exhausts at the beginning. Whatever, this one is at the end. This is after you've shot and moved. An enemy ship at distance 1 to 5. That ship's speed is increased or decreased to match your speed. While your speed is 0, you cannot ready this card. Now, it says ready, it doesn't say exhaust. Here's the thing. If you are speed 1, and the way I'm reading this, right? If you are speed 1, you can if you have a nav token or nav command, you can reduce the speed 0. Slow down. Like speed 0, I think is going to be a thing with the Starhawk. You can reduce the speed 0. Turn another ship to speed 0. I think this is basically like the equivalent of them shutting down the Super Star Destroyer's defenses. All those 6 tokens, no longer available. All right? Especially if you go after the Super Star Destroyer, so you don't have to worry about it shooting back. You really want to be first player with something like this, so you can go last and then first, right? So I can turn you to speed 0. Now, granted, next turn, I'm not going to be able to ready this card because now my speed is going to be 0. So I'm not going to be able to just chain this multiple times if I want to do that. Basically, I think the 2 ways to do this are, there's maybe 3 ways. You can do it. You can slow somebody down to speed 1 over multiple times. That's one thing you can do. You can, like, the example they show in the picture here is slowing down a speedy raider, which might have been at speed 4. Now you're slowing it down to 1. Okay, I get that. There's already ways to do that, so that doesn't excite me that much. Speeding a ship up, your max speed is 2, so are you really going to try to slow ships up to speed 2? Maybe. Maybe if you're running a whole bunch of like quad turbo lasers and you want to get that extra blue dye on everybody, I could see that maybe. But I think the real strength of this card and why it's so expensive is that, and it's not just 10 points. You have to take a 140-point ship minimum to be able to, so it's at least 150 points of your fleet to be able to have access to this, right? Is to be able to turn the enemy flagship to speed 0. I think that is the entire purpose of this card. And what a purpose it is, because we really haven't had anything that could do that to the way, not many ways. Like there was a way you could do it with the Super Star Destroyer. You could deploy with Ozzel, get close enough, set somebody else's speed to 0 with Titus. Like there was kind of ways you could cheese it, but this is a reliable way to be able to do that. And it's gorgeous. And if you have enough other support ships that can then fire on it afterwards, like, oh my gosh, Turbo Laser Reroute Circuit CR90s, TRC-90As, one Starhawk and a couple of TRC 90As. Oh, you can't spend any defense tokens? No evades or braces? Okay, well, I'll just hit you with like 3 more ships each that are going to do 3 or 4 damage. You can do anything about it? Oh my gosh, this is sick. Sick. Gotta look into this some more. Granted, you're going to be able to really do this probably 2 times in a game, tops. Because then that next turn you're going to have to speed back up. Then the following turn then you can ready. Then you're going to have to slow back down, which means you're going to have to lock into having either a couple of nav tokens or a couple of nav dials. So this is going to have such an impact on meta. Crazy. Now we got some titles. Now some of these titles are Mark 1 only. So the first 2 titles we're going to see you can only put on the Mark 1. So after you deploy, you're going to gain a salvo defense token. So this one will have 2 salvos, which is nice. 12-point title. While defending, if your speed is 0, again, I told you, speed 0 is going to be a thing with this. During your spend defense tokens, you can spend 1 defense token. So you can spend defense tokens even while speed 0 with this title. Amazing. This is the one that maybe you want to slow down and shut down the Super Star Destroyer. This is the like ideal for that super weapon. And what if there's other super weapon cards, right? Like, I don't think there needs to be for this particular ship because this one alone is incredible. But what if there's more? Anyway, all right, so Concord is a cool title. We've got Amity. Again, this is another Mark 1 only. This one, and it's interesting that they said this one Mark 1 only because this one is giving you another defense token. This one is giving you the evade. And what's cool about this is these titles giving you defense tokens if you put a gate, Kirstin Gate on here, you're going to have 6 defense tokens to start. It's the same as a Super Star Destroyer. I mean, like, oh my gosh. All right. So evade is good for long range, right? Help you with the approach. Maybe you want to put turbo laser reroute circuits on this one. Who knows? When an enemy ship overlaps you, you may deal an additional face-down damage card to both ships. Collateral damage right here. This one's interesting because I don't know if I want to deal too much damage to myself, but you're a large ship, so it's definitely possible. And you can look at, there's gonna be some interesting combinations. I think bulkheads. I'm not sure. This one's really interesting. I'm not sure how I feel about that title. It's a little cheaper though. A little cheaper. It might be, and it's a may, so you could maybe just take that just for the defense token and ignore the second half because it's a you may, so you don't have to. And it's nice to have that ability, especially if they have 2 hull left and you can afford it. Hey, let me take a ship off the table. No problem. And then the Unity. Now this one does not have the Mark 1 restriction. You can put this one on any of the 2 Starhawks. After you deploy, you get a redirect defense token. Awesome. 10-point title while attacking a squadron. And this is why it's really important because you can put this one on the Mark II, which has the red anti-squadron die. If the defender is engaged with a friendly squadron without the printed heavy keyword, printed heavy. So Intel, nah, it's not going to help you. Without the printed heavy keyword, you may reroll a die. Now, I am thinking this would be really cool with linked turbo laser turrets. And then, maybe a couple of A-wings or whatever. I'm going to do that squadron shot. I got 1 red die on, like, all of your squadrons. Okay. I get to reroll it twice. I can reroll it once for this, and then I can reroll it for linked turbo lasers. That's really good odds on a single red die. Really good odds. And there's other upgrades that can potentially enhance that even more. I am digging this title. Oh, my goodness. I love the ability to potentially shut down squadrons. It's fun because I'm not a squadron fan. I like the big ships. I don't want just big ships on the table. But a lot of people like squadrons, and I think squadrons are very, very strong. And this might make people think a little bit more about their squadron strategies. And that's all we got for right now. There's going to be a whole lot more questions answered in the live stream, so stay tuned for that. Click that subscribe button down here. I will talk to you guys later. I want to thank you all so much for watching. I also want to thank my patrons on Patreon. You guys definitely helped make this all possible, and big thank you. Today is, I think, Thank Patreons Day, so I think I'm going to throw up another giveaway for the patrons on Patreon today. So if you're interested in joining the team, you can get your name in the credits. You can get access to a Discord channel. There's all kinds of perks for Patreon. Plus, I don't know what's going to happen to my channel next year with YouTube doing all this crazy stuff, and since I do kind of talk about plastic stuff, there's a chance they may just totally shut me down. So if that happens, I don't know what's going to happen, but you can definitely help still keep this channel going by clicking on the Patreon link. So if you're interested in supporting the channel, be sure to check that out. I want to thank you all so much for watching, and as always, have a great day.